So we're gonna get this cooking going real quick. Yeah, boy. All right. All right. Oh, that's a great view. I love that view. I love that view. We're gonna get this pan turned up. And we're gonna go in at about four and a half this time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing Eggland's best cage free. I don't know what that means, but we'll go with it. Somebody else knows what it means somewhere. I don't. Nobody knows what that really means. But today we are going to play. So let's let this pan heat up quite a bit and then we'll get to it. We'll get to it. All right, corned beef hash coming. And guys, this is my favorite corned beef hash. And I gotta be honest with you, I try corned beef hash everywhere. And Hormel makes the best corned beef hash. Look, it even says it. America's #1 selling hash. All right, let's go. Pan's gonna take a few moments to heat up here. What's up, Juan? What's up, Juan? What's going on, bro? Yeah, now we are about to cook, and so the first thing we're gonna do is dump this corned beef hash in here and let it start frying up. And I gotta tell you, dude, I do this sweet move. I push everything out to the ring out here like it's a big donut, and then I'll do sunny side up eggs right in the same pan. And then guess what? I'm gonna eat it from this pan too. So maybe we'll have a good stream, maybe not. I haven't had any good streams lately. Since that lady Kim went psycho on me on the internet, no good streams, bro. What's up, Sweet Evil? Thank you for coming. We're letting this pan heat up. Yeah, it is not quite warm yet. Nope. I put a bit of water regardless. Non-stick. I also eat from pan. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I don't put water though. In a moment I'll put butter, but I don't put any water. No, sir. If I was doing scrambled, I'd probably do milk, but not water. No, no, no. We're doing. You have to forgive me. I got a little setup here to give you all. We're doing that exact breakfast right there. The sunny side up with the corned beef hash. Waiting on this pan to heat up before I put the hash on. Yeah, boy. And here, I'll show you guys my super setup here. I have the wet wipes box with my knife stopping my phone from sliding off that way, and a pizza cutter. This is what I had at my disposal here this morning. So that's what we're using. Oh, I can cook like a champion. You about to need to get married to me. We're gonna find out how this goes. Yeah, I cook like a champion, bro. Been cooking for myself all my days. All my days. All right, guys. We also need a rubber spoon. Now for this, I really prefer a rubber spoon. You see what happens to them when they get old. Fucking chunks of them come off and stuff. But for this preferred rubber spoon. And to test our pan, instead of using our fingers, we are going to use a little bit of water. And you see, they ain't even dry up yet. Pan ain't hot yet. Pan ain't hot yet. But it's getting there. It's getting there. We about to get started here, folks. Starting is imminent, all right? Imminent. That still needs a little bit more. It's going to be slow cooking. Slow cooking. What's up, yo? I say good night, Bruce. Well, good night, Edmonds. Have a good evening. I hope you do well. Hope you rest well. All right, we kind of get some heat there, so let's do this. We're gonna spoon this on out of here. Oh yeah. You hear the fry already? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get every bit of it. Ain't no reason to leave some in the can. What? People be doing that. I like to eat all of it. Hello. Corned beef hash, Juan. Off the subject, being a former military, in escalation and shootings and burnings. Many are Islamic attacks. News isn't reported. Well, I stay armed. I stay armed because I do not trust humans. And I stopped trusting humans while I was in the military. So I decided all the humans were pretty much going to do whatever in whatever situation. So whenever they're presented with whatever situation, humans will go fucking psycho, bro. So better to stay away from it. Tropang, hello, good morning. Thank you for coming. What is the purpose of the sprinkling water? I was just testing to see if the pan was hot. Just testing if the, so like when you're frying meat, I like to do it when I'm frying burgers or something. And I wait until the pan makes the water bounce, dance, so to speak. Like when you throw it on there, it's so hot that the little things of water just start running around a little bit before they burn off. It's usually how I know. Chandy, hello. Namaste. I hope you're doing good. We're cooking up. This is corned beef hash. This is corned beef hash. And that's what it really looks like. It's like potatoes with, I don't know, fake meat in it or something, cat food. I don't exactly know what all this stuff is. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. I am doing great. Tropang, that is corned beef hash. Met a guy that supported Hamas in Austin and another in Dallas that was a supporter of ISIS. I tried to convert them. I turned their names. Yeah. It's a really, from a military point of view, it's a silent takeover. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. And maybe some people won't agree with me on this, but in my opinion, only Americans should lead America. And, you know, in other countries, only their people should be in their Congress and all that stuff. You know, there should be no reason that we have foreign institutions making rules or trying to change our laws or any of that. We just shouldn't have any of that. So you see how I've done this. What's up, twin? I'm glad you're back. Thank you for coming. When this stuff gets done, I'll push it all out to the edge like this. I'll drop butter, and that's how we're going to drop our eggs into one pan. Yeah, Juan, I don't believe in all that. Like, I'm happy to help people. All right, so don't get me wrong. But it doesn't mean I'm going to help you to my house. You know, like, you can't have my fucking house, you know? In 92, law made by John Adams that Yeah, dude, I am not against I'm not against helping people, but I can't give you my house over it, you know. I can't help you so much that your government no longer has to fight their battles. You know, if they can't support all those people, and that's what's going on too, by the way. So if you look at like Japan, right, they have Japan and China, I think they have baby control, right? You can't just be out having babies and shit. Well, all these Indian countries, they don't believe in that shit. So they're just all out there fucking and having a fucking fuck fest and, 68 fucking kids each. And they can't support it. They cannot support it. And so there's no food, there's no places to live, there's a lot of war and bombing going on. I get all these things, right? I'm totally on board. I get it, right? But that doesn't mean you don't have to stay and fight your fight. Americans, we had war, bro. We had civil war. And we didn't call on India to come save us. There was no call France and see if they'll come help us. There was none of that shit. And we didn't get to go sit on somebody else's, Congress or country and make decisions. Omar in Congress is an ISIS supporter. That's exactly right. And even if she's not, she's not a supporter of America. And she's there so she can try to make differences in our law that are effective for bringing more of them over here. That's what she does. That's how her effectiveness is not for America. It's for whoever the hell else. All right, so you see I got that pan all covered with the butter here. You see that? What's up, RJ? Glad you're back. Making breakfast, so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pop these eggs right on in here. Right on in here. So, one egg up. Boom. One egg up. I like it. I like it. Egg number 2. Let's go. Now you see, guys, the yolk of the egg is a little important right here. And so what I want to do, you see it's got the loose stuff that's out here, but this like yolk has like this around it. It's like a chunky, fatty type area of the egg. And you want to break that up. All right, break that up. It's like the nucleus or what the fuck ever. There's a science term for it somewhere. And then I'm going to give you the special tool. All right, this is it right here. It's called a paper plate. We're going to set this right over the top like that. And this is where we're going to drop our spoon at. Yeah. Now that heat is cooking the top of the egg. Give me eggs. It's always help them. Good, good. You have to just put a few chickens out back, sir. I live in an apartment, so there will be no chickens out back, but. All right, let's take a look. Let's see where we're at here. Ah, yes, look at that, dude. It's fried up perfectly. Every now and then I'll come in and I'll just hit this top layer. Again, that nucleus that's like around the egg is my thing there. That's what I'm trying to break apart. It needs about 2 more minutes under this heat. Not yet. Not yet. Salt and pepper cooks off, so I don't add it quite yet. But yes, it's coming. Marianne, hello. Special tool is the paper plate, bro. Water reduces calories. Forget about that, bro. Forget about that. Until I get a wife, I ain't trying to be healthy. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my gosh, look at them eggs, bro. Santa, oh, I'm serious, Marianne. You want to come get married? Let's get married, bro. I'll be healthy right after that, but until then, I'm running wild, bro. Running wild. Y'all hear that? That's that egg cooking. Oh boy. Oh boy. I need to stop pulling this off and being so excited. One pan breakfast is almost up, ladies and gentlemen. How do y'all like that plate right there? That is the special tool. I'm telling you, the paper plate, without it, this could not happen. This couldn't happen. Did you know Quran has a different Mary? Let's see here. Let's see here. There we go. You see that white right there that's starting to hit right there? A little bit longer. A little bit longer. Juan, I am not a God fearing individual. Um, I I tell you, I read a lot of information, and I have in no form or fashion skipped reading about religion. That was something I was extremely fascinated in as a younger individual. Look at that, bro. It's up. It's up. Oh, yes. Look how it just kind of comes off the pan there. Ugh, 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 ugh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, yes. Best eggs ever. This is a fantastic time to cut your heat and to put your salt and pepper down. Juan, I'll continue this conversation with you if you care to. Um, so, super pepper? Hell yeah. Long ago, Juan, long ago. Got some salt coming here, guys. And look, this breakfast is done. All right, this is perfect. Perfect. I mean, it is like you don't get sunny side up eggs that are better than that. All the white is cooked, so you don't have any loose, whatever that shit's called, all over the top of your egg. I can't stand that. Like, if it's not cooked egg, I don't want it, you know? So I need it to be cooked, just not all the way. And you see these are still runny and pokey. Oh, Gus, dude, man. One pan breakfast, bro. This is where it's at, man. This is where it's at. Those of you that think I have some sort of weird problem with wood, just understand this. Breakfast is served, bro. Now, I'm not going to eat with that spoon. It's a little large for my face hole. But we are going to eat off this wood plate. And I am going to get some milk for that. And we're going with a plastic spoon. Plastic spoon. Bam. Bam. It's got the double brace, though. You see that? All right, Juan. History 101. Jesus. Man. You know, this is what people don't like about me when I should probably just shut up so people don't get offended by me. I like to talk. That's like my favorite time to start talking. I am not joking. All right, welcome to the office. We're now at the office, eating at the office. So I just want to say, Juan, that this rendition of humanity, and that's what I'm going to call it, a rendition of humanity, is appropriately 5,500 years old. That's 5,500 years old. All right. Now, in that time, we've made quite a few discoveries. So one of them that I would like to mention just briefly in my theory here. It's all theory. Clearly I can't prove any of it. But one thing I'd like to mention is that both and how do you say this? So both the Mayans and the Olmecs believed us to be the fourth life. Now, that's an indication that intelligent life had roamed the planet three times before they came along. And the Olmecs and the Mayans are the oldest civilizations that, we have a lot of proof of. There are some older ones like the Sand people in Africa and other tribes and stuff. But for the most part, you'll find that the Olmecs and the Mayans were like the birth of this rendition of humanity. That's 5,500 years. That's older than any of the religions that are currently here. So it's older than Islam, that's older than Christianity as well, 5,500 years. The problem that we have is we started making discoveries like Göbekli Tepe, which is 13,000 years old. Well, 12,900. All right. Like, so if we are 5,500 years old, and that's the best we can prove, like the oldest written word is 5,500 years old. But then we find structures that are carbon dating out to 13,000 years old, right? Then we show things like, if you look at the Sphinx, the upper portion of it is not as old as the lower base of it, the base that it sits on, right? They think it is upwards of 15 to 20,000 years old. And they do that by looking at the sand around it. And they noticed that the sand around it, when they dug down, they found that, trees used to be there. It used to be covered in water, bro. All right, have a good one, sweet. Metal life, destroying life. So, when we have these moments, right, where we're starting to discover more, so we think that we're 5,500 years old, but that's all we can prove. All of a sudden, we're proving things that are 20,000 years old. We have human jaw bones that are 300,000 years old, all right? So this is an indication that we don't actually know, all right? And so one thing I want to say is that from all those civilizations that were lost before 6,000 years ago, they had gods too. They had gods too. Where do you think Zeus came from, right? And after Zeus, there was Ra. And after Ra, there was Odin. And I could just keep going on and on about the 55 different gods there are even right now, right? But if all of that came about within this rendition of humanity, what about us makes us feel like our God is the right God? Huh? How do we know it's not the devil? How do we know that Christianity is not the devil's foothold? How do we know that? We don't, because we extinguished with a fucking sword all the other religions. So to me, one, we don't know enough to suggest that there is a God or is not a God. We just don't know. And beyond that, there were so many gods that predated our God that we had to go to war over it. We literally went kingdom to kingdom telling them to burn their books, or we're going to put a fucking sword up your ass and we're going to kill your wife and children. So, Christianity wasn't like a popular trend. It was pushed by the sword, all right? These days, you and me, we're just born Christians. That's what our parents are. It's all we know. thousands of years have gone by. We're basically born Christians, right? But check this out. So we have proof of humans 300,000 years ago. We have proof of humans buried right next to dinosaurs. So then, that being said, imagine an infinite circle, an infinite amount of times that humanity has rebirthed itself, right? So just like you go outside and you kill all the grass in your yard, next year that shit's going to grow back. Well, humans do that shit too. So how many times has humanity been killed off? We know of them, all right? So straight up, we know the flood was real, all right? There was no part of the flood that wasn't real. The flood was real. Whether that not there was a Noah, different story. But the flood fucking happened, right? And then you have all sorts of various existential events that have taken place that wiped out 90% of the life on the planet, such as volcanoes, asteroids, floods, freeze, like the ice age, right? So, you go through all these small renditions of humanity and you got to ask yourself, well, if the earth is 4.5 billion years old, how many fucking times could this have happened? How many times did life walk the planet and then get absolutely annihilated by an asteroid, by a volcano, by a disease, by anything? I mean, like all the Latin people down there, they died of disease, right? So when the Christians first found South America, they also brought smallpox with them and killed off like 1 billion fucking people, And so I submit, we don't know how many times humans have walked the planet and then been wiped out and then had to bounce back from no technology to technology, right? We just don't know. We think we do. And I'm glad that they made a lot of books and stuff, but the problem I have, if you take the 4.5 billion years, right, and you divide that out in references of, say, 10,000 years at a time, you come up with like 5,000 or something, 6,000 opportunities that humanity could have come along and died. All right, so I'm about to fuck things up for you, okay? So if you took the 4.5 billion years and you condensed it down into a 1-year timeline, you will find that Christianity showed up on the last second of the last day. Right? In the last second, on the last day, Christianity showed up. So if you take your 4.5 billion years, right? You made it this long, right? 4.5 billion. Christianity didn't show up until the very fucking last second. It all came out of the ground because of the radiation. I doubt that. Moreover, I think we are actually the aliens that are all over the pyramid walls and all that shit. We are. And I support that by limited information, but hear me. All animals go to the feeding pond in peace. All right. So like when you see those African shows and all the fucking different animals are at the pond drinking, right? And every now and then there's an attack or whatever, but they're all very, very peaceful. All right. Animals are quite peaceful. The other thing is they all have a role. So all the animals have a specific role that they play in the animal kingdom. One of them eats insects, makes sure that there's not too many bees. One of them scourges the bottom of the seabed and eats nothing but the trash that goes down there, right? So all of the animals, whether it's an insect, a fish, or a mammal, they all have a small role that has a function in the circle of life. Except humans. Humans don't have that. We have no role. We don't fit the environment. All right. So the environment's trees and animals and insects, and here we are, right? Extremely advanced in intelligence, right? Extremely capable, best hunters, best everything as far as the animals go. Hello, Joy. Ooh. Joy is so hot, Juan. You ought to hook up with Joy, bro. So humans don't actually have a role. Of course, Joy, of course. I love your channel. Actually, I got a crush on you. So humans don't have any role, right? So we don't have anything that we do besides devour, right? All we have really done for 5,500 years is make war, all right? That's what we've really done. And so in the process here, I say to myself, well, okay, so the planet's been around 4.5 billion years. I mean, you can't even count to 1 billion in your lifetime. That's how much 1 billion is, bro. But we've been around 4.5 billion years. All right. So it does not make any sense that Christians are the rulers of the planet. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Again, Christianity showed up, and if you're following along, you take the 4.5 billion years that the planet's been around, you condense that down to 1 year, and you tell me when did Christianity show up? It showed up at the last fucking second, bro. It was the very fucking last thing to ever show up. So to me, 4.5 billion years to get to this point is an indication to me that we came up with this shit all on our own. The carved walls have carved in other type humanoids. That's exactly right. Go read about Göbekli Tepe. They don't know what the fuck or who did that shit. They don't know. And that's okay. We have a lot of shit we don't know. All right. So one, we got frozen pyramids in Antarctica. Dave, what's up, yo? And we have every major government that there is up there studying the fucking ice, bro. Well, what the fuck's in the ice that every fucking government's up there, bro? And we can't go up there. Like, take your ass. Go try to get to Antarctica, bro. You will get ass fucked by the government. Ass fucked. We're talking all the way, bro. Knee deep. Ass fucked. All right. Then, that's just Antarctica. Then we cannot seem to get to the bottom of the ocean. What the fuck? We can get to the fucking moon, but we can't get to the bottom of the ocean. We have no fucking idea what's down there. We have no idea. We cannot penetrate the Amazon jungle. And we know from radars that there's fucking buildings in there. We fucking know it, all right? They did LIDAR and RDAR over there and shit, right? And they found that there's structures that are bigger than anything we've ever fucking seen, all in the fucking Amazon. And I'm going to tell you something else. That's not the only places. That's not the only places. So guess what else? Guess what else? You're going to like this? The desert wasn't always the fucking desert, all right? We don't know what's up underneath that sand. Lily Veth, hello, good to see you. Hello, Dave. Hope you're doing good. So we don't know what's up underneath that sand. We don't know what's in the jungle. We don't know what's under the water. We don't know what's under the ice. We are completely full of fucking shit, dude. We are flying blind. We got like one eye kind of like cracked open like this, bro. And we are making bold decisions off of our limited view, right? Our very limited sight. I don't believe it, man. None of it makes any sense. And what's worse is when it's questioned in the scholar community, guess what people do? They get offended. They get offended. Oh, I'm right, blah blah, all that shit. Instead of just thinking for the higher outcome, right? Another thing that bothers me is that a lot of these religions talk about our morals and ethics and playing God, and we shouldn't do this and we shouldn't do that. And I say to myself, bro, we should do everything. All right, like we should not stop either. We should not stop at all, bro. We should be going full fucking force. We should be like spawning humans and fucking building spaceships and trying to get off this fucking rock, right? And so, well, I'll offend, best to question. To me, it's all fake. It's all absolutely fake because we don't know. We don't know. We have no idea. And so to me, we have filled our don't knows with we know. And that shit's super dangerous because you stop investigating stuff when you think you fucking know everything. I'll put it like this. How are you going to have 7 billion fucking stars out there and our star is the only one that supports life? Well, let me go one step further there. One step further, okay? Out of all the different types of life that you see on this planet, you see some that live in the desert. You see some that live in the jungle where it's hard to get, blowing air in there and movement in there. And they grow out of the fucking nothing of the forest bottom. At the bottom of the ocean, there are creatures that glow in the dark, bro. They're like clear and you can see their bones and pressure doesn't completely just crush them, right? So why do we keep looking into the sky and suggesting that all the life that could possibly be would be like ours? Well, why does that make any fucking sense when even our life isn't like the next life form on our planet? Some are laying eggs, some breathe water, some don't need an ounce of sunlight at all. I've never seen that. Okay, Sarita. Here we have Bruce's kitchen. All right, I just got done making breakfast. Here we have Bruce's office, where I eat breakfast at. This is the office. This is my sofa that is otherwise my favorite bed. That goes to the patio. That goes outside. There's a washer and dryer in there. Trash. This is the restroom. Toilet. Double-headed shower. Made that myself. Juan, you know where to pick up all these at? Got the 1/2-inch female to female, the PVC irrigation pipe going up, jumping over, supporting 2 shower heads. And I didn't make my bed this morning, so here's my bedroom. And we are headed to the patio for just a moment. So we'll get to see that, and I will catch up on some of this reading here. What the hell did I do? Oh. All right, let me catch up on this reading. It's like snails, but metal shells. Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, how can we look into the sky? Not your wife and son. There is no wife. There is no son. I need those. You want to help me with that? You could help me with that. Need somebody interested in helping me with that. No, they're missing. So I mean, I'm saying we look up in the sky and we just like automatically assume that because we breathe air, everything else does. I'm like, what the fuck? That's the dumbest ass shit I ever even heard of. You know, like even on our planet, not everything breathes air. Not everything needs meat, right? Like even on our planet, the fish at the bottom of the fucking ocean, they don't need no fucking. They don't eat meat, bro. Some of them do, I suppose. No, I am not married. Nope. I am not married, but I am the highest point in Fort Worth. I picked this. This is my patio. I got a fan, carpet, wood fence that I built myself. It's freestanding too. It's not actually connected to the structure at all. It's just standing there. Juan, that's how good I am. The fence just stands there. A full-size curtain that stretches all the way across there. And this is my hangout. This is where I like to hang out. What's up, Rose? I hope you're doing good. So yeah, none of that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense that we are the only life forms on this planet that don't fit in whatsoever. And we have a lot of really odd things. I will say the Baltic anomaly. All right, so that's like the first big oddity there. This thing looks like the Millennium Falcon bounced off the Earth and then glided across the ground for like a mile and left run marks behind it and everything. Go look, dude. The Baltic anomaly. The Baltic anomaly. Go read about that. You'll love that. That's fascinating. We also have things like Mel's Hole. Mel's Hole. MEL Hole. Mel's Hole. Like, where the fuck does this thing go? They can't even get a UAV down the motherfucker. They keep trying and it keeps fucking going dead. Yeah. All right. So you have the Göbekli Tempe, but that's not the only structure that's that fucking old, bro. They've got others too. All right. They have the Eye of the Sahara, which they half-ass think is actually Atlantis, right? And I believe Atlantis existed. So it's funny. It's funny the way Atlantis comes about. All right. So Plato wrote a political play about Atlantis being a super advanced like civilization type thing and how it would all fall apart. All right. But the problem is that Solus, his uncle, is who told Plato about Atlantis. So anything from there forward doesn't matter because Plato never put his eyeballs on shit. Solus apparently saw the fucking place. So that was like the key there is that Solus called it real. Plato made a play about it. And for me, let me ask you this. In 5,000 years, do you think you're going to find a Pinocchio story carved into some fucking wall somewhere? Fuck no. Nobody's fucking carving Pinocchio in the fucking wall. And I guess what I mean by that is that a story doesn't make it 6,000 years because it's not real, right? Right? What? That makes no fucking sense. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna find, like, in 3,000 years, they'll open up my place here and I will have carved Snow White in my fucking wall? Fuck no. That's so fucking stupid. And we keep finding things too. They were like, oh, the Egyptian labyrinth isn't real, and then they're like, oh, we found the labyrinth that book told us existed. Oh, I guess we were wrong. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, you sorry sacks of shit. The fucking book made it 4,000 years and you don't think it's real. Fucking just makes me psycho, bro, because I just can't believe the stupidity. What is it? The humans of humans? The fucking arrogance that we have, dude. It's so fucking ridiculous. Can you imagine there was a time that we thought it was witchcraft? No, it's fucking science, you sorry fucks. And we lost 1,000 years on that alone. Like right there, we lost 1,000 years of human advancement thinking that everything was fucking evil. We got no excuses for this shit, bro. We got no excuses, so all of our shit is bullshit. We have no fucking idea what we're talking about. Not any idea, bro. We want to know. We do. Yeah, let's do that, bro. Let's go build a pyramid and we'll carve fucking fictional fairy tales in the walls, bro. And then they'll sit there for 5,000 years to where we can read them, 5,000 years from now. Right, right. That makes a whole lot of sense. Challen, nice to see you. Hello. I hope you're good. I hope you're doing good. Kumusta ka? No, dude, you can't put your name there. Then they'll think that you thought you were the real God. And then they'll be like, but later we proved Christians. They'll call you a god if your name is on the wall. And you want to know what else is crazy? I mean, not just the fact that they found all this shit that they keep saying is fake, right? But then if you look at like the pictures and stuff, like these dudes were wearing wristwatches and carrying purses and shit. Like nobody can explain this shit, bro. It's fucking stupid, dude. If we weren't so full of shit, this might work out. Hmm. I'm gonna need to, Juan, because if I don't have any kids, basically my entire bloodline dies and there'll be no memory of me in 100 fucking years. So these buildings I build, my name goes on them. They're gonna outlast me. And then, and then, if I have kids, maybe I can move into history. But without them, bloodline's over, bro. I got one male cousin. He's fucking gay. He likes dicks up his ass, and he won't be having any children. And we tried very, you know, he's a good kid. He's good looking. He's smart. He's all those things, right? But he's as gay as they come, and he will not be having any children. And so I'm the last, and then we're all gonna die. So there's how that's gonna work. Yeah, if I could have some children, maybe I make it to, you know, 2030 or something, or what is it, 2100. Maybe I make it, maybe my bloodline makes it outside of this century. But without them, ain't happening. I knew what you meant, Juan. It's like burning jars under the concrete, huh? Is that what you like to do? Like how, bro? I tell you what, there's a really fantastic book that it sounds like you would probably be interested in reading, or maybe even been exposed to it already. It is called Fingerprints of the Gods, and that is by Graham Hancock. You could follow that up with the Netflix series that he made that's 2 seasons long. And I think it's going to be entering a third. And even worse, bro, they're starting to find stuff in the fucking Grand Canyon. We are not allowed to go into the Grand Canyon anymore, bro, because they found some shit. They found some shit, bro. You pack them jars well. Pack rice around the stuff in the jars, especially paper like money. And be sure to write some fucking godly ass story, bro. So when people find it, they're like, oh my God, Juan V. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta go meet one of the bosses at work. That's what I gotta go do. I reported the Grand Canyon stuff from his stories. My grandmother told me I hired with some gold giant bones. Yeah, dude, the Grand Canyon's filled with it. The Grand Canyon is absolutely filled with this shit, dude. Alright, we're gonna leave all this like this. We're gonna race on over there. I only got a little task to do over there, so I gotta wait on the boss lady to show up, so it's her that I'm helping. Yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed breakfast and this crazy conversation. I gotta get to it. Y'all be good.